Broncos face quarterback dilemma after Bo Nix injury as season hangs in the balance. The Denver Broncos' storybook postseason run took a sudden and painful turn when rookie quarterback Bo Nix suffered a serious ankle injury, casting immediate doubt over the team's Super Bowl aspirations. Nix, who had emerged as one of the league's most surprising and efficient young quarterbacks, is now sidelined at the worst possible moment, forcing the Broncos into an emergency search for stability at the game's most important position. With the AFC Championship approaching, Denver must now decide whether to trust its current depth chart or explore unconventional options that few would have imagined just weeks ago. The immediate answer: Jarrett Stidham. The most straightforward solution sits right on the roster. Jarrett Stidham, a veteran backup with familiarity in multiple offensive systems, is expected to take over as the starter. While Stidham lacks extensive starting experience, he has spent years preparing for moments like this and knows the Broncos' playbook well. Stidham's role would likely be simplified. Expect Denver to lean heavily on its running game, short passing concepts, and defensive strength to limit the pressure on him. In many ways, this approach mirrors how playoff teams have historically survived quarterback injuries, win with structure, discipline, and defense. Behind Stidham is Sam Ehlinger, whose mobility offers a different look, but whose lack of recent success as a starter makes him more of an emergency option than a long-term solution. Why the Broncos might look elsewhere. Despite publicly backing Stidham, the Broncos understand the reality of playoff football. Winning one game with a backup quarterback is difficult enough. Winning two, including a potential Super Bowl, requires either exceptional circumstances or bold thinking. That's why the conversation has drifted toward external and even wild quarterback possibilities. While some of these ideas border on fantasy, the urgency of the moment has reopened doors that once seemed permanently closed. The retired legends conversation. Whenever a playoff team loses its quarterback, the same names resurface, legendary veterans whose resumes speak louder than their recent absence from the field. Tom Brady, the most obvious fantasy pick, is not an option due to ownership conflicts that prevent him from playing. His name may dominate headlines, but it ends there. Drew Brees, however, is a more intriguing thought experiment. His deep connection with head coach Sean Payton fuels speculation, and while Brees has been clear that his arm strength is no longer what it once was, the idea of a short-term return for a championship run captures the imagination. Still, the physical demands of playoff football at his age make this scenario extremely unlikely. Free agents and long shots. Beyond retired legends, there are quarterbacks who aren't officially done, just waiting. Veterans like Ryan Tannehill or Cam Newton represent very different risk-reward profiles. Tannehill offers experience, composure, and playoff familiarity, though questions remain about timing and readiness. Newton brings athleticism and leadership, but his extended absence from the league creates uncertainty about durability and fit. There's also the idea of Colin Kaepernick, who has continued training privately and has expressed interest in returning to the NFL. While his playoff experience is undeniable, the time away from live action would make such a move a gamble under championship-level pressure. What Denver is really deciding. At its core, this isn't just about who can throw the football. It's about identity. Bo Nix symbolized the Broncos' rebirth, young, confident, and efficient. Without him, Denver must choose whether to protect the system or inject experience. Trusting Stidham means doubling down on coaching, defense, and team chemistry. Signing a veteran means accepting disruption in exchange for potential upside. History suggests teams rarely reinvent themselves this late in the season. Most coaches prefer continuity over chaos, even when the stakes are high. The likely outcome. For now, all signs point toward Denver staying the course. Stidham will get the first opportunity, and the Broncos will attempt to win with balance rather than brilliance. The defense will be asked to play its best football of the year, and the offense will aim to avoid mistakes rather than chase highlights. Whether that's enough remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: the Broncos season, once defined by promise and momentum, now rests on resilience, creativity, and a quarterback room no one expected to be this important or this thin in January.